Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Mindset, Issue 1. This is a 2022 series from Vault, written by Zack, Kaplan, art by Pearson, letters by Hassan, Otsmane-Elhaou. Managing editor was Rebecca Taylor. Okay, that cover's boring and tells you nothing about the book. We start off with this guy being interviewed, and he is accused of murder, and in fact he may have killed one of the most important people in the tech world, and he's trying to explain how things started and how it's both his fault and not his fault at the same time. Turns out he was in college about to graduate, and part of the graduation process is to pitch an app, and their app is called Mindset, and it is designed to free people up from control. Now, the theme of freedom of choice and free will is basically the crux of the story. Now, what happens is the group's pitch gets turned down, but Ben finds out that if he doesn't make up a lab, he's not going to graduate. So he has to make up this lab. Thankfully, there's this guy that'll help him out. But what he uncovers is basically a strange light sound algorithm that can allegedly make people do whatever they're commanded to do. And that's pretty much the crux of the first issue. There's some more nuance to it that I don't want to get into because it would ruin plot elements. But the entire story seems to be focused around the concept of, do you have free will, and are other people determining what you do? It's not a revolutionary new concept or anything. It is dressed in some pop psychology and a lot of social media veneer. It's a modern telling of an old cliche of how much free will do you have. So the dressing up of it in social media and followers and things like that and influence, that's the modern twist on it. Overall, I thought it was well written. The art is abysmal. It looks like a serial killer managed to get a hold of some child's drawings, cut them out and glued them on other drawings. It was horrific. It's horrifically lazy looking most of the time and very, very bad. The colorist seems to have tried to fill in gaps by just blankets of color to hide the fact that there's little to no detailing. It's a horrific mess visually, and it is a long read because there is a lot of blathering. A lot of it's plot development and character development like you'd find in an old noir story, and I don't think it necessarily is bad here. It's just something to be aware of. So I thought the story was okay. It's got potential, but this issue really isn't going to drag you along because there's not enough here. This is going to be something better read in trade format as a graphic than as a single issue. So I'd recommend, if you're interested in this sort of thing, I would check it out that way, but I didn't think it was too bad. It was just a murder mystery with a more modern take on the free will versus control. It's interesting premise, but it's hard to say if it's any good or not because there's not enough of the story here. This is the opening act, and I think it would be better read as a graphic novel than as a single issue. So I'd get it in a collected work if you're interested in the premise, but the art is a major hindrance on it. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.